Greetings. I am on the edge of a city today. You may hear the roar and some of the sounds in the background. It's not my usual environment, and today I'm actually going to be going into the city with some family. And always an interesting experience for me. What it brings up for me is the thought of what I call conscious perspectives. Our perspective is sort of the window that we look out at the world from, and the way that we color those observations. You could almost think of it as the color of sunglasses that I put on to view the world around me. And a lot of times, if we haven't thought about this idea of conscious perspectives, our perspective is a singular thing, and it's something that we identify ourselves with, and that can lock us into judgment. If I'm in my usual Kenton perspective, I really don't want to have anything to do with cities. They're loud, they're smelly, chaotic. From that very limited perspective, I see the city in a certain way, and then I already approach it with a negative reaction. But what happens if we can change our perspective consciously? We've all heard that saying, get into somebody else's shoes. But what if we change our own shoes? What if we change our sunglasses and try to be more conscious about the perspectives that we use when we observe the world? Going into the city today, again, I could go as standard Kenton, who, loves nature and everything is suddenly concrete and steel and plastic. Or I could go into the city today as a tourist, trying to see that city as if I'm going to another culture, which in a way I am, and to observe the humans. How do they dress? How do they act? What's somebody like if I go up and approach them? I could take on the perspective of an alien, let's say, and try to see these strange creatures and what they're doing. What kind of structures do they build? What can I learn about them, almost as if I've gone to another planet and I'm observing an alien life form. I could take on the perspective of great compassion, and I could look around myself and see, are there places where I see hurt or need? I could go as a perspective of a ninja and try to be ultra aware of my surroundings, even though they're chaotic. To me, there's so much power in conscious perspectives. If I had known this back when I was going to high school and despising school, I could have changed my perspective and used my school years more productively. I might not have gotten better grades, but I might have been able to develop more compassion, more awareness. My question for you is, first, where have you found that being locked into the you perspective and taking that as your intrinsic self, where has that gotten you into trouble? Where have you seen the limitations of that singular perspective? And second of all, I started a list of some perspectives that we could take. If we create together in the comments a list of all kinds of other fun perspectives, it could be a tool for all of us as we look around in the world, our workplace, our daily interactions with people, our family life, so many places that we can utilize these conscious perspectives. So, and just one thought that came to my mind is that of our habits. What happens if we change our perspective when we sit down to eat at a normal meal? If we're gamers and we sit down to video game, what happens if we change our perspective? Do our habits, and I'm especially referring to bad habits, do they look the same if we can change our perspective? So down in the comments, a list of different fun perspectives that you can think of, or perspectives that could be really, really useful for all of us to experiment and try on as different sunglasses to view the world. Can't wait to see your ideas, your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your insight and wisdom, my friends. Talk with you soon.